I'm starting my red, white, and blue project by using 3 of the large wooden stars from the Dollar Tree and a small craft stick, along with these Dollar Tree sparkly stars. These pretty patriotic flowers and flags will be an accent. I'm also going to be using 3 of the paste salsa jars, and I had purchased these at the Dollar Tree as well. You're going to be needing some red, white, and blue paint. You'll be needing a package of red and blue Dollar Tree paper straws. I'm also going to be using some of these foam scatter stars. I needed some red, white, and blue beads, and I only had red and blue, but I did have this old pearl bracelet, so I'm going to use that in place of the white beads. For my ribbon accent, I'm using some of this red, white, and blue, and I found this at Walmart on the clearance rack. I'm also going to be spraying some twig accents, and I'm using some red, white, and blue. This red, white, and blue challenge is being hosted by Heidi Sonbold DIY. Heidi has an amazing channel. I'm going to link it below in my description along with the playlist for this challenge. I'm cutting a small piece of craft stick and I'm attaching it to the back of the star to cover the hang tag hole. I'm using my white acrylic paint for all 3 stars, and I'm painting the fronts and the backs. If you don't want to use your acrylic paint, you can always spray paint them. Once all your stars are painted and dry, we're now going to add on the paper straw accents. I'm going to measure one of the straws the length of the point. Once I'm done, I'm going to cut 9 more. Once I have them all cut, I'm then using my glue gun and attaching them to the top side of each point. Once the red star was complete, I followed the same instructions and I used the blue straws. My middle star, which will be my white star, I actually got at the Dollar Tree, but it was slightly different than the other 2. Once again, I measured the point and then I cut 5 of the red straws and 5 of the blue. I attached them with my glue gun, alternating the red and then the blue. When I was done, all 3 stars had a pretty striped edge. I removed each of the stars from the burlap backing. Once I was done, I hot glued each to the larger star. With the stars complete, I used my white spray paint and I painted the jars. Everyone knows how much I love to splatter paint, so I'm using my red acrylic paint and I'm going to splatter 2 of the jars. When I splatter paint, I start with a wet paintbrush and I tap off most of the paint before I start. From there, I use my scissors, tap it against the paintbrush, and continue tapping along until I have the desired amount of paint. When I'm done, I'll have 1 red, 1 blue, and 1 multicolored jar. I'm using this patriotic ribbon that I found on the clearance rack at Walmart as an accent on the center of each jar. Now that the ribbon's attached, it's time to add the beads to the top. Attaching the pearl bracelet was super easy. All I did was slide it over the top rim and attach it with my glue gun. To add the beads, all I did was cut the strand apart and then I hot glued it around the rim. After each row, I cut the beads and then started a new row. Once the blue beads were complete, I then covered the red jar. Now with all the beads in place, I'm going to attach the jars to the stars. I'm using my hot glue gun to attach the back of the jar to the front of each star. With that done, I'm now going to add a sparkly star to each. With each of my patriotic vases complete, it's now time to add the flowers and the accents. I'm cutting the flower stems free from the base. To make some star picks, I'm using my leftover scatter stars and the straws. They were super easy to make. They actually look like little magic wands. All I did was place a dab of hot glue on the end and then place the star on the top. And for my last accent, I cut some twigs from outside and I sprayed them with my red, white, and blue paint. Now all that's left to do is to put them all together. I added my flowers and then the painted twigs. Once I was done, I then added my little star wands. I then placed a straw over the flag handle and added it to the arrangement. I found some metallic sprigs in my stash and I added them to the center to finish up my project. I continued on and finished the other two vases with my flowers and my accents until my project was complete. I hope you enjoyed my red, white, and blue challenge project. Make sure you check out our host, Heidi. I've linked her channel below. And if you think you'd like to come back and hang out with me again, don't forget to click that little red subscribe button below. I'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.